Welcome back to Screen Harbor. In today's video, we're breaking down Marshal Season 1, Episode 8, an intense episode where everything starts to fall apart for Kayce. Loyalties are tested, the past catches up fast, and by the end, one decision changes everything. Let's get into it. At the very end of Marshal's Episode 8, just when it feels like the operation is winding down, everything flips. Andrea, one of the Marshal team members, is suddenly kidnapped, and this moment is not random. It's deliberate. What Andrea's kidnapping really means. This isn't just about one agent being taken. It's a message. Whoever is behind this is highly organized, watching the Marshals closely and bold enough to strike directly at Kayce's team. This confirms that the enemy Kayce is dealing with is much bigger than a single fugitive. Midway through the episode, Kayce discovers something shocking. The fugitive they've been chasing has direct ties to someone he once trusted. This betrayal shakes him. Now, it's no longer just about catching a criminal. It's about uncovering the truth behind a deeper conspiracy. At the same time, pressure from higher authorities increases. Kayce is warned to follow orders and stop digging too deep. But if you know Kayce, you know that's not going to happen. The episode builds to a tense final confrontation. Kayce tracks the fugitive to a remote location. What follows is a brutal and emotional showdown. There's no backup, no safety net. Just Kayce facing the consequences of everything that led him here. During this confrontation, the fugitive reveals critical information. There's a bigger operation behind the scenes. Someone powerful is pulling the strings, and Kayce has unknowingly stepped right into it. This moment flips everything. Now, let's break down that ending. At the end of Episode 8, Kayce makes a controversial decision. He lets the situation play out in a way that goes against protocol. Whether it's hesitation, emotion, or strategy, it's unclear. But here's what it really means. 1. Kayce is changing. He's no longer just following orders. He's thinking for himself, even if it puts his career at risk. This shows his evolution from soldier to independent force. 2. There's a bigger enemy. The episode confirms that the fugitive was just a piece of a much larger puzzle. This sets up a major storyline for the next episodes, possibly involving corruption at higher levels. Episode 8 is easily one of the most intense episodes of Marshal so far. It's not just about action. It's about identity, trust, and consequences. The story is clearly building towards something massive, and if this episode is anything to go by, the finale is going to be explosive. Set up for Episode 9. The ending of Episode 8 reveals that Andrea has been kidnapped, and this changes everything. It proves that the Marshals are not just hunting criminals anymore, they are being hunted too. Episode 8 picks up right where the tension left off. Kayce Dutton, now fully operating as a U.S. Marshal, is caught between duty and family. His past from Yellowstone continues to haunt him, and this episode makes that clearer than ever. We see Kayce leading a high-risk operation targeting a dangerous fugitive tied to a wider criminal network operating across Montana. This isn't just another case. This one is personal. As the team tracks the suspect, things quickly spiral. Intelligence leaks suggest someone inside law enforcement might be feeding information to the criminals. That puts Kayce in a tough spot. He can't trust everyone around him. Meanwhile, Kayce is also dealing with emotional pressure from his family. His connection to the Dutton legacy is pulling him back, even as he tries to build a new identity as a Marshal. This internal conflict is one of the strongest themes in the episode. During a major raid scene, everything goes wrong. The target escapes, and one of Kayce's team members gets seriously injured. This moment hits hard. It shows the real cost of the job and raises the stakes going forward. As the episode closes in on its final moments, the tone shifts in a way that feels almost unsettling. Up until this point, the chaos, the failed raid, and the suspicion of a leak already had things on edge. But the kidnapping of Andrea takes things to an entirely different level. What makes this moment so powerful is how quiet it is. There's no loud explosion, no dramatic shootout, just a sudden realization that something is very wrong. Andrea disappears. And for a few seconds, nobody fully understands what just happened. That silence is intentional. It tells us that whoever is behind this isn't just dangerous, they're calculated. Let's really think about how this happened. Andrea isn't a random civilian. She's a trained marshal. That means She knows how to defend herself. She understands tactical situations. She wouldn't go down easily. So the fact that she was taken so cleanly suggests one thing. This was planned down to the smallest detail. Whoever did this knew her location, knew when she would be vulnerable, and likely had eyes on the entire team. This is not something a low-level criminal pulls off. This is the move of a larger organization. Earlier in the episode, there were already hints that someone might be leaking information. Now, with Andrea's kidnapping, that suspicion becomes much harder to ignore. Think about it. The enemy knew where the Marshals were, but they knew how to avoid detection, and they executed the operation without triggering immediate response. That level of access almost confirms one thing. Someone on the inside is helping them. And this is where the story becomes even more dangerous. Because now, Kayce isn't just hunting criminals anymore. He's surrounded by uncertainty. Anyone could be the leak. Kayce's emotional shift. Up to this point, Kayce has been trying to balance control and discipline. He's been operating within the system, following orders, even when it frustrates him. But Andrea's kidnapping breaks that balance. You can see it in his reaction. There's a moment where everything changes, not just the situation, but Kayce himself. This is no longer about being a marshal. This is personal. And when things become personal for someone like Kayce, the rules start to disappear. The moral conflict. This sets up a major internal conflict for Kayce going forward. Does he? Because the truth is, those two paths lead to very different outcomes. If he follows the rules, Andrea might not survive. If he breaks them, he could lose his badge or worse. This is exactly the kind of tension that made his character so compelling in Yellowstone, and now it's being pushed even further. Let's talk about the people behind this. Kidnapping Andrea isn't just about removing a team member. It's about control. It's psychological warfare. By taking her, they achieve multiple things. They weaken the team emotionally, they create fear and instability, and they force Kayce into a reactive position. Instead of hunting them, now he has to respond to their move. And that's exactly where they want him. Because when you control your enemy's reactions, you control the game. Another important detail is the urgency this creates. A kidnapping automatically introduces time pressure. Every minute matters. And that pressure leads to mistakes. That's likely part of the plan. Force Kayce into a situation where he has to act fast, possibly without thinking everything through. And when that happens, people get hurt. What could happen next? Looking ahead to episode 9, there are several directions the story could take, and all of them are intense. 1. A rescue mission gone wrong. Kayce could lead an off-the-books mission to find Andrea, but without full support, things could spiral out of control. 2. The traitor reveal. The pressure of the situation might expose a person leaking information. And when that happens, it's going to hit hard. 3. Andrea fights back. Don't forget, Andrea's trained. She's not just going to sit and wait. There's a strong chance she'll try to escape or leave clues behind. 4. A bigger conspiracy unfolds. This kidnapping might just be the surface of something much deeper, something involving powerful figures pulling strings behind the scenes. From a storytelling perspective, this ending is incredibly effective. It does 3 key things. 1. Raises the stakes. The danger is no longer theoretical. It's immediate and personal. 2. Deepens the mystery. We now know there's more going on, but we don't yet know who's behind it. 3. Forces character growth. Kayce can't stay the same after this. He has to evolve. You can end this extended section with something like, Andrea's kidnapping isn't just a shocking twist. It's a turning point. It proves that the Marshals are no longer in control of the situation. And as we head into the next episode, one thing is clear: this war is just getting started.